Mm. Man, y'all seagulls, y'all keep it down over there, man. I'm trying to sleep out here, man. And where am I, man? Where am I, bro? I was just in my bed and I had, dude, what is this, man? Is this poison ivy out here? What's all this green grass? So beautiful out here, but where am I? I just woke up, man. Yo, man. Seagulls. I don't know what y'all been laughing at, man, but I've been trying to sleep, man. It's out here, man. It's good to wake up and out here, man. It's Sunday. I gotta get to church right away, man. Where am I, man? And it's like, dude, hold up, bruh. Am I? Whatever happened last night when we were made it out over there, and I went on the search to find out where all that stuff is. I think I got lost in the tropics, dude. Where am I? What could this be? Where am I? Man. I gotta get situated. We're gonna have to call Bear Grylls. I'm trying to survive here. Okay? We're out here, we're trying to get going. And I was like, how am I gonna survive out here? So, when you get situated, Ramirez, if you're around here, we gotta find out what to do. I'll be back. This is a big deal. I don't know where I could be. I was going on the way looking for those berries or fruit, something, man. And I still don't know how to survive. I'm trying to survive out here, man. This is Survivor a little bit. The movie's out, and I'm trying to go out and watch it. And I don't know what y'all had going on, man, but they went on and grabbed my stuff, man. So I'm out here, man. So I'm just trying to get everything situated. But I just woke up, and y'all want me to start, like, telling y'all how to do this. This is Survivor, man. Bear Grylls out there trying to get some advice from me how to survive at the Wonka factory, man. So yeah, what I want to get situated is that when you start getting things going and wherever my hair button fell down, I'm going to tell you something, man. If it's looking like this while I'm sleeping, Survivor, man, might have to take a pause because I'm out here, man. And if Bear Grylls is like into the wild, man, be careful into the wild because you go eat berries out there, they might get you. You know what I'm saying? They might get you. Not all the berries might be the right thing, so may need to go bring Into the Wild out there and tell y'all about what he was doing when he was sleeping in the back of that bus. But the thing is, people don't know that that battle bus that they was doing was Into the Wild that he found was the freaking the battle bus from Fortnite, man. But the thing is that his outcome was scenarioed to be that he wasn't supposed to be eating them berries that we don't all know. But well, guess what? Listen, man. Let me get y'all situated, man. Just the reason why I'm trying to tell you that I think I may have had some followers make it down to the Wonka factory when we got sucked out of that hole. The one that we were in the black one over there. And basically it wasn't a black hole, but it's just like somebody went and covered Dusty Divot and without our permission when we were going over there. And I was like, oh, man, well, we're on the way. I'm out here trying to find out. No wonder I don't know where I am, man. I'm out here trying to get a resolvation to fix what is a chug jug, man. I'm going to be making chug jugs to figure out what is going on because they said that they were going to have chug jugs back at Dusty Divot and there's one left. And I'm over here trying to get the ingredients for Dusty Divot, the Chug Jug, the legendary one, and I'm out here, and I'm waking up in the middle out here, and I don't even know where I am. So I don't know what's happened, man. It's almost like it's the hangover, it's can here. Are we in Indonesia? So one thing's for certain, man, I'm going to have to get back to where I got to go. And I would like to bring y'all along. But whenever you get a log and y'all get it out your eye, man, quit playing, man. You ain't going to be having to go too much. The movie's out and I got church to get to. And I'm at the Wonka factory and I'm going to be able to do it because I got a way to connect to it. Because if you can't make it to church on Sundays because you got a problem with your legs or your eyes or whatever, you can't do it, you got a device out there that can help you get connect to one when you're long distance, and I got one. So anybody got a problem with that, y'all go take it up to somebody else, the custodians, and start telling them what to do and start telling somebody else what to do later. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm okay. And then like I was ordering too much, and it's like, how am I going to be out here surviving? I got stuff that I don't know what I'm going to get going for. And then when I'm out here and I'm chilling with the flowers that know how to sing, these flowers out here sing great. You ever heard one sing? These flowers are so beautiful. They're like, and I got my style. The white one's like, I got mine. She's not going to tell me because it's her secret. And then I have mine. And he's like telling me he got his. Where'd you go? And he's like, please, man, I'm not going to be singing in front of everybody. That's my personal stuff. I'll be doing that in the shower when I'm naked and they're putting the thing. And it's like, well, when the rain comes, he'd be showering. That's none of y'all's business. But I have my way of singing. And he goes, that's not the way I be doing it, but if the flowers are out here we're doing it like an X Factor thing or whatever it is, I'm going to have to tell you, man, let me see if I can sing a song. I can't just do it off the top of my head. So I'm like running down the street and I end up in the forest. What am I going to do? Is this a golf course or something? Where's Mr. Soft? Because if I'm out here living like this, man, and we're out here in the tropics or something like down here or up there or something, we're going to have to find some food and some water to survive. But, like, the more I tell you about it, I'm going to bring it in. And it's like, there's this thing. And it's like, well, maybe one day I'm going to have to be in your ear. And you can walk around and there's a bee that someone wants to go out and say, hey, that's my plant. That's my flower. There's a butterfly walking around. She's flying. And that's for her. That's for, well, she might be walking, but she's flying. But out here, I'm just like, well, I'm going to have to go back and take a nap. But the bees are like, no, I got to get back to working. The bees say that they keep on working. They're out here flustering the plants because they love them. I mean, people think that they're working and stuff, and they're just like, get off my plants. I want to get back on my flower, just like you're doing. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go put one on this one sunflower that just came out of nowhere, trying to act like she didn't just come out of nowhere. And the bee's getting jealous because she came out of nowhere, and he want to be there first. So guess what? I'm going to give it a kiss. From distance. Now there's another one. There's this one. When she's like, well, he's giving out kisses, but I want to sing. And she's like, sunflower on the other side. I want to give you a kiss, but you're far away. But one thing I want to tell you, as a duet, we're doing a duet, is that flower is connected to you. So if you go introspective, you're going to be able to maybe get to it. Okay? It's not really singing. I'm having to give you a lecture. And I'm not need to give flowers lectures because last time somebody went on and gave a flower lecture, maybe somebody went on and did the wrong scenario sometimes. So when I lay down here and I'm looking like this and I got to get going to the slides where the slide that never ends and you get the Hot Wheel cars and they go like this and they go like this and they keep going and then just keep going like the RC cars. Well, we're going to have to get back. Well, the bees are a little bit consecutively trying to be like, tell me, Pablo, why you got this going on out here? So one thing's for certain is that I want to continue telling you guys, we're out here screaming. And I'm trying to survive. Don't you get it? Into the wild. You got to consider the movie Into the Wild. Whoever went on and put on my stuff like this, It had me wake up at this time realizing, hey man, is it 11 o'clock in the morning, man? That's somewhere. It's basically like, like almost 7 or 8. But we got to be considerate. There's a bee out there looking good. He out there getting having fun with the flowers. He's having fun. He's doing what he's got to do. So one thing's for certain is that if we get going and stuff, there's oh my gosh, yo, I found it. Wonka's been up to something. Do you see what I see? There's a light pole in the middle of the woods. Somebody knows where this place is. We got to get going. Somebody knows where this is. There can't be a light pole in the middle of the woods unless we're in year 5000 and time has changed and the plants have gone and took over again, like they did the last time. And they keep doing it and they keep doing it, but it's their time to shine, they say. But guess what, man? There's a light pole. Dude, there's a light pole right there. There's a sun coming out of it. Dude, listen, guys, we got to get rolling, man. There's somebody that knows where this place is. He may have put a light pole around here. She did. And there's a beautiful bee right there looking good. And they're out here, and he maybe want to get some time on camera. Look at him working. You see bees out there, they ain't thinking, y'all think that they're working. He's out here going after these plants like he love them. He's out there, it's like, well, how do you think honey comes from? Where do you think the honey comes from? Why do you think that tastes so good? Well, these flowers aren't for people to be eaten, man. This is meant for the bees. They keep it to themselves. And then they go back to the place and they make bees. They make honey. And we just chill with them. But the thing is, you better not be disclosing secrets out there because this is my plants. And it's like, who put the flower pole there? They say they don't care. They just, as long as you love them. And it's like, well, as long as you love me, and I got to get going because they gone on. We brought out, there's a Survivor game going on, man. They brought it to Wonka's factory. It's like, how could you do that to Wonka? And he's telling me, why would you do that to Wonka? We needed to figure out what's going on. So one thing's for certain, I brought my police hat. Because if y'all got questions about what's going on here, and y'all starring actors in the film of what this is, we're gonna have to talk about how this is not gonna be a film, because this is Survivor. I'm saying it's a Survivor film, and y'all are starring in it. Okay? The thing is, who gave me the rights and policies to do this was this way. Okay? It was this way. Or it had to be some way. And if I have some last things to say, it had to get this way. Because there's out people separating Marvel and Deadpool and Marvel and DC and stuff like that and all these things. And there's people arguing about how to do stuff. And I'm trying to make myself a chug so we can get back. Maybe we can resolve all the situations of world peace. All right? The Olympics are out and we're doing stuff, man. And I'm out here and I'm not being able to watch the Olympics, okay? So what we're going to have to do here is get it right. And I'm going to maybe have to get that right one day. Whenever I find out how, I'm going to get this going. So when I start telling you guys and we're streaming and stuff, that we're not going to be going out and doing stuff, and I'm telling you that I could just do it like this and it's not too bad when things are looking good. If you know what I'm talking about, I'm looking good. It's not too bad. Guys, now we have Tarzan. Tarzan's ancestors have gone on trying to look for Tarzan. He's back out here. But Tarzan has been out here trying to tell people, man, don't take me out my place because I got stuff. He's got his own problems that people think that is problems, but they're not really problems. But when you really get into it, some of these the lions and the panthers and stuff like that, when you talk to them, they got their own stuff going on. It's not that they have always a problem. They're going to court and stuff, but they do have stuff going on. They got stuff going on. It's like the other day, somebody took my property when I was laying down. Remember the panther in Jungle Book? He was out there and he was telling the Panthers laying there. One day, somebody else, there was a sloth. A sloth had gone up there, and he's taking his time to go up there, and the Panthers looking at the sloth going up to his branch. And the panther knows that the sloth is on the way to his branch because he keeps on doing it. So the panther's waiting for him to get up there so he can keep it on his property and make it look like it's his. So now they're having a conversation between a panther and a sloth to be like, yo, man, how can I get on there? And guess what? They're all doing this stuff and they're playing games and stuff, but then Pet Detective comes in and he starts mediating these things at the Jungle Book. Now the tiger's over here saying, hey, last time that this guy was out here laying around, he was laying around with all these animals when we're on the book and we're on with Mowgli and we're out here trying to get on this boat, man. We're trying to make it. Perfect Storm comes in and there's a guy on the Perfect Storm with a telescope. It's Jack Sparrow. He's gone on with Jack Sparrow. So what if he's out there trying to get into this and it's like, hey, yo, let me tell you something. Yeah, when you go and get that footage about me being out and where I'm trying to survive out here screaming, and it's not and it's a survivor, we're gonna have to fix the situation, okay? So whenever we go back to Perfect Storm and there's somebody out there telling you, hey, we need to get going because there's food and stuff we need to find and I need to survive, and I'm trying to find out how I'm gonna survive out here. So when you try to survive out here, let me tell y'all something, break it out. When you bring it in, you try to survive. Let me tell you something. It's harder than you think, because if you talk to Gingerbread Man, they still haven't released Muffin Man. Muffin Man is gonna get a little frustrated when he finds out somebody's selling his muffins for more than he's even appreciated or giving some sort of estimate for. His estimates are beyond belief, dude. Have you ever seen the Great Chocolate Chip Muffin or the Blueberry Muffin? You ever seen one of those? Have you ever seen them sold in pairs and they're together and they come out to be like 35 cents? And it's like that? It's like, well, guess what? And then you go back in there one day and they're selling it for $2.30. And it's like, well, guess what? I don't hate to break the news to him because Muffin Man is good, man. But if you tell him about it and he gets frustrated, I don't want to have a bad day because I have muffins for breakfast. Because have you had a blueberry muffin? Dude, those things will get you on another level. So what I'm going to tell you is that we're going to have to find out how to survive, man. We're going to have to try to figure out how to survive. But before I do that, there's this light pole here, and it's like probably taken into my consideration. Kevin! Well, I gotta go to wait. I have to go to wait on how to go. Because Kevin has possibly gone on and made it across the portal. Kevin, how come you're here? Kevin, I thought you'd gone on and met her, man. He's like, I don't care right now, man. I'm trying to look for her. The faster you get going to this thing on an apocalyptic era, because no one's going anywhere because he's stationary standing here, because she's going to come out and she's doing aerobics and he's waiting too, and we're all waiting for how to get going. I got to figure out how I'm going to get out of here, because if Kevin's over here, we're gonna have some situations. Kevin gone on and put water around the thing because he was stomping the yard like Stompy back in the day in the scrims, and all the people in the scrims are in here too, so I got to keep it quiet. The people from the kids that were out there flying with the Pop Rocks in season 4 on Summer Skirmish, dog, and dude, they're out here, and I gotta be quiet because these kids take it seriously, man. But I'm a competitive player, but I know how to go back and play on the normal lobbies, man. So y'all gonna have to figure out how to do this, man. When I'm the one y'all talking about playing competitive, and I'm running around with the chug jug in my hand like Jack Sparrow, as heavy as it can, there's water guggling out, and I'm running around, and y'all are over here shaking it in the game, and it's like while y'all running, and because I'm out here trying to figure it out, then y'all gonna have to slow it down with competitive, because he's like, who's the boss now? Because I got the chucks. So let me figure it out, man. Kevin, I got a plan, okay? I've already been telling people about this, okay? So let me figure it out. But before I figure it out, I may need to have some time out here trying to decide what I'm gonna be doing. Because like, what I be doing is just like, I'm gonna just be trying to survive. But when you think about it, let me tell you something. I'm gonna bring it in. It's okay. Because it's not too bad when things are going good. It's not too bad. It's not bad. But I'm trying to survive. I'm trying. See if I can do this. In a beautiful, 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 what I would say, screen pasture. And it's not all the way. But if anybody got a question, and no matter what it takes, remember, there's never like reasoning to go like blinding, like Rihanna singing about blinding lights, because it's not so bad the weekend. Because the blinding lights depicts a role in the Bible. Not that the weekend was doing that. Maybe I'm wrong. I gotta read the lyrics, like the song Am I Wrong? In the Bible, Paul, he is blinded by it. I'm talking about blinding lights. In the Bible, in Corinthians, Paul is he's a godly man, and he gets one day he's really following the law, like the laws of Moses, and which we're thankful for, because the laws of Moses is like one, like forever, is like favored for me, man. Because he went on. You know how people try to like say that he's a tough Mr. Tough guy all the time. If you think about it, you know why he's Mr. Tough guy to me. If there is a reason why I would even say he's a tough guy, because he's so loving. Because you know me, man, how I would just say stuff, I'm screaming and stuff, and it's like, man, if I was dealing with that Pharaoh, trying to tell him, can you please let my children go? Because that's what he was saying, basically, his people, because this is like future generations, because when he goes away and his children got to go, the other one's going to come and try to get them. But he never was out there telling them, like, it's hard to explain, not never, but he was out there never saying, like, he was basically didn't, there's not many scriptures in the Bible about Moses talking about the dark one until he dies, and somebody's trying to, you know who's trying to get his body. It's so sad, because he like lived almost thousands of years. Is that the dark one was trying to get his body, and that's when you start hearing the dark one ever even affiliated talking with Moses or his body. It was like almost over his dead body. He's not going to be talking to his children about darkness. He's going to show you the preventative ways. That's why he's such the tough guy to me, because he showed the people how to go away and prevent. He gave us the rule. It's not just rules and commandments. They're not just commandments. There are ways to avoid like the dark one. It's without having to like mention his name and anything. Like, he didn't get an ounce of credit from him almost at all. Because think about how hard that went. Because he went to the Pharaoh like every month and was like telling him about letting his people go, but he wasn't out there saying, man, you're the freaking devil, dude. You're such a bad creature. You need to let these things. This is diabolical what you're doing. He's not even written about that. If I was back there, man, I would have been, dude. You're Egyptian Pharaoh, darn gone. You're out here 400 years holding these people hostage against their will, dude. You're a dang devil, dude. You might as well go back to Tasmania, bro. Because you bad, man. Devil is like out there and being inside this Pharaoh meat. That's what I would have been saying, man. But Moses, he kept it inside, and he showed his children with all this power and might, and how to like literally do like the right, very hard way. But at some point, that's an amazing accomplishment, to literally go through the whole thing and never basically talk about the dark one, and just show your children how to avoid the one. And that's pure, and preserve your innocence is so loving. At one point, those things, remember the Pharaoh in the beginning, kind of revolves in a huge circle, because you go in the Holy Bible and you start to get to the Newer Testament, and it almost looks like someone's irritated about what he's really gone on. He's not abusing love and innocence to a point where it's like, where is somebody can step in? And then you get to the very close to like one of the chapters, like in like after in John 4:3, where people are saying, like, if you don't believe that Jesus is Lord and Savior,
um, that it could possibly have the spirit of the dark the one that's like playing like with the dark one that thinks it's ever going to be able to take on Jesus Christ. It's got a huge mistake, even though it might be an intelligent creature that has to compete against Jesus Christ in the very ending. But you already know what it's written. But then if we didn't even know it was already written, I'm gonna tell you now, if we didn't know how the outcome was, I would still say that is one of the dumbest things for the, not that the Bible's dumb, it's just so dumb for the end, like in the dark one to go after. Imagine, dude, it's like the wrong choice. And life is about making choices, and dude, all that. I was just it's just ridiculous. But somebody is at finally. It sounds like somebody's irritated with what they're doing, because somebody at one point's got to steps in. It's like, dude, this is what y'all are doing to the children of Moses, consistently abusing them, their love, and abusing love and the unconditional love of God. And thank God Jesus came in the flesh as a man, because as a man, we are, as people, we have so many like opportunities, and it's so amazing. But like, dude, at one point, man, y'all out there abusing the love and unconditional things still from the Egyptian Pharaoh days. Y'all gonna be dang Pharaoh Egyptians probably now in these days, because y'all, that's what y'all was the Pharaoh was doing. He was abusing the love of the Hebrews and the God and all that. So like, dude, if y'all want to be painted as Egyptian pharaohs, dude, and y'all having like, you know, those like situations where you're like having to like put blowholes in your stuff because you want to take what you came in out of with your like golden treasures and stuff like that. Dude, look what's happening here. So if y'all come surprised and it becomes like, and I'm not trying to paint the Bible as a false thing, but remember so just I'm putting that out there as a disclaimer. Remember, what's his name from X-Men, the guy that's like, he's like dark, he's like it's like Dark Side or something. It's not even Dark Side. It's like Apocalypto or something, and he's waking up one day. He's in an Egyptian pharaohs. He wakes up in an Egyptian pharaoh, and like Professor X even knows about how the Bible is, man. And he's like he's reluctant about going to the Egyptian pharaoh thing. So he's like that asshole wakes up one day and he's trying to claim the four horsemen of the apocalypse. It's like, dude, y'all gonna wake up one day on the cinema out there inside. He's gonna wake up one day and inside of a pharaoh's tomb. And he's all like, how can I get out there? He's going to need one of the lightest creatures to ever exist on Marvel. It's Professor X. And he's out there. He's like, I have no other choice. He's grabbing all these creatures and stuff like that. So that scenario, that they try to like go that on X-Men and stuff like that, whatever. But that's actually happening in real life, dude. So when that happens in real life, and y'all know that's happening in real life because y'all aren't dumb, because y'all are seeing what's happening with the Olympics. I know y'all aren't dumb. So when y'all see that stuff, and y'all start seeing some of these guys crawling out these Egyptian pharaoh places, because that pharaoh was still, like, I could call him the Mr. Refusal, but if you read the Bible a little more, I heard that he was out there trying to tell his like granduncles and uncles, so maybe like I heard that maybe he started like rushing into people, telling them like, hey, I'm out of breath, don't mess with them. I heard that he was doing stuff like that, like literally proclaiming stuff that Moses was saying after he survived, basically the water falling on him it was ridiculous, man. I heard that recently when sometimes when I reread the Bible, I think I see it's like an estimate of him trying to do that. Thank God he did that, because that shows some mercy finally, because that gentleman, man, that guy was seeming like he was going to be living in a haunting, because that's just so sad, man, to do that so long. And it's just so basically, I'm not trying to be too rude about it, but like, man, if these dark creatures keep thinking that they're going to mess with the Hebrews and the people of Jesus Christ and like the children that Moses has gone on through generations, and they think they're going to be like that, don't be surprised if they start coming out of a even Vladimir Putin was saying that, dude, there's people out there. We're not talking about it. It's not just specific of countries, because all these countries stem from the Tower of Babel. It's hard to explain, because before the Tower of Babel, it was just the Hebrews. It was like Hebrew. It's hard to explain. It's very hard to explain what I'm trying to say, because the Tower of Babel caused people to speak different languages, and that's why there's all these countries. And if you know the bad word for that, it's really sad, but whatever. Listen, I'm not talking down on anybody, man, because I'm out here in the same time, so I'm out here dealing with it too. So what I'm trying to say is that, dude, whoever's out, like Mr. Putin is out there saying that, was posting, saying something about, this is not a lie right now, man. He said something that there's somebody's out there in the world. He's not blaming it specifically on a country or something like that. He's out there in the world. He was saying somebody's out there in the world promoting satanic stuff, But he needs to realize that it's still in Europe too. But we're not here to be in war. But he's at what we understand now is that Russia, people are getting confused. Like the whole world's a little confused about America and Russia and everybody. Nobody is no axis of evil right now, because if Putin is the leader of Russia and he's talking about Jesus Christ on the podium in this time when it's so dark, there's no way he's going to be in the axis of evil, dude. There's no way. There's no. There's a way to gain in situation and get world peace out of this, but like the situation is that he was saying somebody's out here promoting Satanism and stuff like that. And that guy is out here doing that stuff at the Olympics. So, and the thing is, the Olympics, the person that was hosting that Olympics like scenario, that was like that like guy, and they're trying to like depict a situation that's like Greek mythology, but it's not. It looks very similar to a painting from Jesus Christ with the disciples. Those people, y'all need to realize, man, that was in Europe, in France, and I'm not trying to cause. There's no war. I'm not trying to cause war, but that's not. It's not. Wasn't from America that caused that. So I just want to say that out there. But there's war is very sad, man, because we're as people, we're literally children from the beginning, like time, man. Adam and Eve, we're still out here, man, almost basically in a way. So yes, we have to have responsibility for our areas and stuff like that. But dude, we ain't nobody got time for Satanism in anybody's thing, man. Nowhere, nowhere. Not even up to if y'all had misconjectured and stuff like that. Like if it's gone to the point where you got Kim Jong Un and Putin saying we don't got time for Satanism around here, then we've gotten to a place where we've elevated as a society and understand that like the Holy Bible is what is the Word of God. And it's like, but at the same time, I don't promote the Holy Bible ever. If you see me like this, in the sense, ever, I don't promote it ever through darkness. But I guess to a point, it's like now I'm kind of seeing it, how the book unravels. Because at one point, people are just going to get frustrated because we're human beings. And we're just like, and don't promote the Bible through Satan. And I didn't promote it at the beginning here. I'm talking about Moses' innocence and the way he did it for his children. But at one point, it gets a little frustrating because we are people. Frustration exists. And we're like, dude, that guy's going to get it one day. But we got to realize and calm down with love that guy, that critter, whatever it is, that thing, and his little friends, they're going to get it one day. And they're going to get it really bad. And it's going to be sad. Because I don't want nobody dying and nobody getting hurt. And the main thing is, I was just joking. I don't care about whatever's going to happen to that guy. He's gone mess with these kids, and that's gone whatever. Do whatever. I'm not here like that. What I'm going to tell you is that if you have Alpha and the Omega coming out, and he's having to spend an ounce of time when he's the Lamb, he's innocent. He is like the embodiment of innocence when he came as a gospel in the gospel. When you have him looking transformed a little bit in the Revelation, and he's coming out with an iron rod, and he's having like that, you're going to get me a little angry because he's innocent lamb. He don't need to be having to do all that because he's so beautiful. If you find a lamb out there and if you ever seen a baby lamb and you ever interacted with one, it's so cute. And it's not somebody I don't want, it's like you don't want to see the side of him where he has to be father lamb. You know what I'm talking about? Because he's got his muscles now. He's not just a baby somebody's feeding him and nobody, but he's having to come out acting strong, being strong. And I find out that lamb that's all white has some scars on it. I'm not trying to be like protective of the strongest creature to ever run around the existence of humanity and stuff like that. But I'm going to feel sad. Porque I'm gonna be thankful for the glory and that he's there and they kept the word and all that. But I'm gonna be like, do you have any scratches? Like, why? I don't want him to put any scratches on you at all, because I love him and he's done so much for us. We all love him and we're all rooting for him no matter what. Even though we know he's doing it, we're all out there rooting for him all the time. I just don't want him to come back. Like, imagine a shield come back and it has like scars on it or any blems out there. It's going to break my heart, but I know he can handle it. But so we're out there, we're rooting for you, and we love you, Jesus Christ. We love you so much. We do. We really do. Trump's out there working his tail off too. He's out there saying like we're rooting for. He's like, I love you. He was out there screaming, he's like, I love you, Christians. I love you. He's actually said that on the podium. He's like, man, I love y'all, man. We don't have this, man, without what we. And it's not just about all that. It's just hard to explain what I'm trying to say. But we know that Jesus got it. That we know God has got it. They're on the throne. It's just like we're loving creatures, and we don't want to see the ones we love with any scars on them, man. We love them, man. We love them with like a lot, man. And to a point where I'm not gonna get there because you already know how I am. But if you want me to, we love them, and we know that we don't like. It's hard to explain because we're not. It's we love them so much that like imagine we wouldn't have any of this. Imagine the person. It's so sad because and that just shows the glory that he deserves. He's the king. God is God, and Jesus is the king. And he's like, and God has given him this, but he deserves what he's been passed down. Like basically running the kingdom of heaven with God there, basically. He deserves it because, like, bro, if you really consider what he's doing, he's fixing people's problems. Not only that, he's having to deal with a dark guy and doing all this ridiculousness when he's a lamb. He's an innocent being, most innocent to ever run around. Like, it's hard to understand what I'm trying to tell you. So we love him and we're rooting for you. We know that you got it. We know you came from the like David and the bloodline of David. So you got the bloodline who took out Goliath. I mean, there you can just tell me that guy's not going to have an issue. But the thing is, I don't want anyone having that we love and we care about having scars, man. We love you. So we're out there in whatever we do. And Putin out there, y'all, we all have some common, like, you know when you're trying to find peace? And it's like, we all as people in the world, we have a common, like a common agreement. What do you say? With like not an agreement, common like what is it like when we have something that we have in common? It's like we have something that we care about that we have in common. Putin's out here, he has that in common, and the presidents now have that in common. So you know when Trump is out there in the future and he's president, and thank God Biden worked his tail off. He worked so hard. I'm so glad Biden. And you know what? Biden's a legend for all time. Y'all need to realize how much of a legend it is. Because Biden, not only, he held the presidency in his hand the entire time, just like how he saved the world. He saved the world. Him and like his defense department with Israel, they were attacked one time. It was crazy. They were attacked recently, and they didn't tell nobody. Other than how they did in the past. When they get attacked, they usually tell the whole world, and it gets into it like, uh-oh. They were attacked in the worst conditions. Somebody sent an atomic bomb to Israel, and they didn't tell nobody. They caught the atomic bomb. It was Biden's like presidency. So he's the legend of all time. But you know why he's a legend? Not only because they had the equipment, because Israel has equipment to do that. They have the Iron Dome. He's a legend of all time. Because what he did with that knowledge, he didn't tell nobody. He didn't tell, not to like hide it and like hope that it's like that's how you prevent nuclear catastrophic global war. Is when you intercept the atomic bomb, the first one ever launched at anybody, and you don't tell nobody that's happened. So the person that sends it is probably still wondering who's got it. And they're just like, and they're not trying to sit like we didn't do anything, and we're like trying, but they're internally, they're inside, they're in fear. They're like, dude, we just sent an atomic bomb over there, but we don't know where it is. They don't even know if it's gonna be flying above them because they miscalculated their GPS codes and stuff. But so it's like, dude, that was like whoever did that did one of the greatest chess moves ever, and that was including Biden. And then I want to tell y'all something about one thing before that, because it's not about just like separation about the presidencies and stuff like that, about like Democrats and stuff like that, Republican. What's the last thing about that is that like how Biden held it in his hands. He's like basically holding that thing. He even held the time he's gonna leave as president in his hand, bro. And he might as well put on those sunglasses and we might do that like little meme thing where it's just like And it's got the guy with the hats on, and he's got the sunglasses. And he's like, I held this in my hand. And after all this people talking down for like 4 years, and the last time, right before we got to go, he goes out and he starts making a huge thing. He's like, I'm gonna leave on my own term and everything. I'm gonna be on here. I'm gonna leave when I want, and this is how I do it. And that's how. And he did it. And I hope he has a loving time when he's off. Um, I'm thankful for anybody trying to attempt to like save and the America, but I'm pretty sure Trump is going to be there, man. And I'm not trying to like be there because he's out he's working his tail off. Y'all can't say anything. He's out here dodging bullets on them real time, and it's so sad because now y'all understand where we have this common thing where we don't like those creatures that are not all the way like we don't like evil, man. No one in this world trying to like and don't really appeal evil. You know where I put evil in my head so I never deal with them is that, oh, you're with the screamos. Y'all be listening to screamo music, huh? Y'all listen to 24-hour screamos. It's like, "Rah!" It's like, dude, you're never going to catch me here. I'm out here singing with flowers, the opposite of a screamo. So that's what we have in common. It's a common ideal of we don't deal with that. So in a sense of things, it's not a one world thing because those evil screamos have gone on and tried to do that in the secret societies that they written in the Bible. They said it was like the group of Satan and stuff like that because all that's written in Revelation how they're going to clean that up. Illuminati and all that stuff. I don't care what y'all say. That's probably going to be for me a first task if they were going to do something. I don't know how they're going to. I have no orders to give. That's like a first task because you can't just like. It's so dumb though. Like a screamo secret society that tries to be quiet about it. It's like, might keep your mouth quiet, but they listen to screamo music. So it's just like they don't run the world, man. They don't run the world. What they do is not something that I have any concern about, and I'm not going to dwell into it. But they're just hoping to do it. But the thing is, like, every day they're doing ceremonies about who's your daddy all the time. It's so sad because if you look at that, what's that gentleman that went into the Bohemian Grove? I was looking on YouTube one time. He went in there looking at Bohemian Grove. And then when you go in there, there's like references of like videos of like, oh my gosh, bro, of somebody that's gotten camera footage inside of like one of those Freemason stuff. I'm not trying to be rude, man. But dude, they have these rituals where their dudes getting spanked by a ping pong a paddle, bro. It is just like, dude, don't y'all see that y'all are getting punked in real time with that? Think about if like two innocent creatures were just zapped into y'all thing with the remember in season 1 Fortnite, you got the Zappatron. They get zapped into one of them guys doing a Freemason ritual, and it's like Illuminati ritual, bro. And the guy's getting spanked, bro. The dudes are getting spanked. They're spanking each other, telling each other, dude. It is so. I've never been to one, bro, but I saw it on YouTube, and maybe YouTube was lying, man. Not saying YouTube as a person's lying, but somebody posted a lie saying that this is what they're doing just to punk the crap out of them. The whole world thinks that they're sitting there spanking each other with the freaking ping pong battle, bro. Bro. Oh my gosh, bro. I wouldn't be. It would be like, dude. I think the only way you'd catch me going there is if we were doing that show that's innocent, and they were like saying, bro, we're gonna go into this scenario where they're doing a ceremony, but you have to try not to laugh, dude. I don't think I would last more than 3 seconds if a dude's sitting there getting spanked and acting like, bro. Oh my gosh. So all that is gonna be dismantled and stuff like that, and we're gonna be good, and we're all good, and don't worry about that. All that Illuminati stuff that they were trying to take people's souls. No one's soul belongs to anyone, and let you know there is a dark place to go. But y'all out there, don't be messing with y'all spirit and selling it and stuff like that just in case, because if Jesus Christ goes out there and tells y'all stuff about what y'all doing, that's y'all's own business. But I'm going to just tell you as a perspective person from the masses, I'm going to tell you right now, don't be selling y'all souls and doing all that weird stuff, man. I'm not going out there. That stuff makes me cry. I'm holding it in. That stuff makes me cry because your soul is like basically like almost, you can't even explain what it is. To me, to start off to explain, which would be like the never-ending story, how beautiful the spirit is that it's like God's there, and then like all these other things, and then like a lot of it is just a lot of love and patience, and so it's so beautiful and so powerful. And that's not something that's ever to be discussed about. like there's there an offer? Is it 49 cents, or the next day is it gone up? There's no stock market for that. So if y'all going out there and y'all think you're going to gain something, and you realize later when you're in your houses and y'all got all that money and you're sitting inside of a room that's big, you got a king size bed and you're looking out, in your room, but you can't. You got a limited vision of what you can see is the wall. No matter how big your room is, you're eventually going to see a wall. So out, anybody have any concerns about me out here laying and playing around like this, man? I got unlimited vision. I ain't got no wall to look at, and I'm out. And I got some. I got a lot of them. It's not a game. But right now, I've come to the conclusion, man, out here ain't too bad when things are looking good. Y'all out here doing all this stuff, so I'm gonna be going. Whatever they're doing out there, God's got this. Jesus, they have it's written. It's already written. But I don't want you to take that out of context about it's written already, because we know the outcome, but we have to be in the present and understand in the present that there's something going to go on where there's a high standing creature. That when I sometimes think of Jesus Christ, I think about him sitting down Indian style in Israel, but his head is all the way up in heaven. So if that's how big they are, we don't need to be worrying about how they are because but at the same time, I don't want to see any of them have any bloodshed. I don't want him having any bloodshed. The other one, and think about the ridiculousness. That guy might as well go back on that show. Thinking about, dog, imagine a gentleman that's sitting down, but his head's all the way past heaven. Or, you know what I'm saying? Not like in heaven. His eyeballs there, so it looks like it's past. It's just like sitting down on earth, but he's in heaven. His torso's gone up. It's like Jack and the Beanstalk. And somebody's wanting to take him on. You ever heard that song, Headstrong, or Take On Anyone? Dude, it's just like, why would somebody attack him? The thing is, it seems like they're doing it. He's just I don't want to talk about it too much, but he's like going after the loved ones of him. Or like, and there's a situation that's all written about. If y'all do too much harm to yourself out here, it's not really written that exact word, but if y'all do too much harm to yourself and to other people, when Jesus says he never knew you, man, that's going to break y'all's heart. And it's going to hurt so bad because it's like imagine like the most innocent lamb that will go anywhere for you. It's like the person singing, I'll catch a grenade for you. Jesus Christ is the person that goes out there and does stuff like that. Not only and also there's like guardians out there. And it's like, if you have somebody that's like, I'll catch a grenade for you. And then you finally see him, he says, he never knew you. That's sad. And because we do a lot of stuff out here that would really frustrate stuff. And then when you get back to the frustration, you see that like back in Revelation, it sounds like somebody's a little frustrated. Because he really does say it's written about, because he's not talking about Judaism. And if I want to get y'all fixed up on here, because the Revelation, I'm not, because I'm with, y'all already know, and y'all need to understand this. When it says, y'all need to clear this up, because I don't want y'all out here, because I think y'all have had a problem in the past about the synagogue. Y'all see me at the synagogue and still going to church on Sunday. Don't get confused. But it says in the Revelation, it says, somebody sounds like somebody's frustrated. But back in the day, the church, there was no other name for church. It was the synagogue. So it sounds like when somebody's writing fast paced, it's just like, and those Illuminati people at the synagogue of Satan. And it's because that back in the day, there was no name for church. It was just synagogue. So you can just base upon, don't change the words that it's in Revelation. But if y'all want to think about it, no, back then they didn't have the word. They had it in the biblical sense of who's writing the Bible, but the people back then, the word for church was synagogue. So people out there doing this, when y'all get screwed up and fixed out about Illuminati and stuff like that, that's what I would consider, that's what it's written about. Not the Judaism. And that's how I think Hitler got it wrong. Because he's out here trying to synagogue of Satan. He's trying to blame it on Jewish people. Jewish people are like some of the most innocent people I've ever met, because you know what happens if they make a sin? They have a hard time to pay it back, because they have, and people talking about, oh, it's because they have money. Bro, not about the sin. It's hard to explain. But Judaism, which I basically still have like a lot, I follow that. And what's beautiful is that like, you know how we have the 10 Commandments? Judaism has 613 other ways to keep you innocent and like please somebody, and you know what I'm saying, and preserve your innocence, which is loving. But if you see with the number backwards, the 613 is 316, and so it's there. But it's like, dude, like the thing with them is just that they're super innocent. So if you break a commandment with them, back in the day and even now, even with money, it's super expensive because some people may not have the farm to go get the ram or for the burnt offerings. So like they don't really be sitting. It's not based upon currency, but when they do, they pay for it. God makes them pay for it when the sin offering. So there's not they don't sin much, and they're so super innocent. They know how to sing so loving, and I love them a lot, man. So and anybody, I'm clearing this up for the future of mankind, man. Anybody out there take that consideration about the synagogue of whatever his name was, and they mistaken it because they're thinking about it's the Judaism. Yeah. Go take that somewhere else, man, because y'all gone darn made a mistake in the 1940s with that. That guy, and I don't think that's the exact completion of what's the reasoning behind what the Nazis did. But if there's anybody out there that thinks that they were doing that with good intentions, thinking that this, like, they're gonna clear up the synagogue, y'all can kiss my ass because y'all got that mistaken. It was out of love what is written down, trying to figure out all the situations. It's not going out and mess with the Jews, the Hebrews. It's like think the Hebrews. Y'all retarded. I'm not. I don't really say that word because I'm slightly look where I am. Y'all just wrong for doing what y'all did back there. Because if y'all have anything, y'all have any good, trying to consider somewhat good reasoning, that wasn't it. There's no reason to do that ever. And now you can consider that with the Muslims and stuff, trying to go after Christianity, but they're not avoiding Jews and stuff, but they're going into Israel and stuff. Bro, y'all ain't doing God's work. Let me clear that up for you. Y'all ain't doing God's work, man. Doing God, I mean, not in all sense of things. You're not doing God's work when you're like freewheeling and doing stuff like you're doing out in Israel. Not saying that all the way, because when you read Jeremiah in the Old Testament, right before Jesus Christ and his mother's coming to give birth to him, that Israel's being cleared up of what has happened while God is running with the prophets, and the prophets are not in Israel. And they come back to see Israel, and it's like, uh-oh, what is going on here? That's somewhat of what God's work is, but that's written about, okay? That's what's been, that stuff's written already. But man, those prophets, you got to give thanks to, man, I'm thankful to God for those prophets, man, because if you really want to hear like a small slogan, but it's huge, I'm so thankful about that it came through. It came through. You know what it means when somebody came through from heaven? Thinking about the prophets. The prophets are people like that listen, like there's a spirit that comes from heaven. So it's like I'm thankful for them coming through. It's like it's so small, but it's so grand. The kingdom of heaven is basically speaking through the prophets, man. All these prophets are out there running, trying to protect us and his children, and they're doing what they can. It's awesome. So I'm so thankful, man. So anybody have any concerns about stuff? I'm normally not like before. When I woke up today, I was like, y'all gonna have to catch me before I start having to say, hey, talk about Revelation, because I don't promote the Bible through Revelation. I promote it through love and the gospel. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but at one point, enough is enough, and I gotta just say what's going on. And it's like I'm not dead, and I'm acting like this, but now I'm waking up to show you, man. I would have rather, because I don't want, not that I not promote the Bible, but it's like before I start talking about that bad guys in front of the children, I'm gonna have to be like acting like I'm out and here and dead, man. Because I can't tell them about Satan, and I don't like them dark guys, man. They going on messing around with people. They don't even mess. Dude, remember in Passion of the Christ, they're depicting Satan walking around with the baby, and it's like, dude, look at the level and far distances that will go. So don't underestimate the opponents. But that's why I want to fix this up about what you guys may have interpreted about. Of like that it's already written, and we know that like Jesus Christ is going to go on and win and stuff like that. And at the very end of the Bible, before it's like supposedly ended, it says Jesus Christ has like worshiped God. So anybody that went out there and they crucified him, and they put Jesus of Nazareth, the blasphemer, and he's out here writing, like saying that he's going to go out praying in the gospel, and then in the very end he's saying follow God. Where's the common sense in y'all, man? But the thing is, when you get the common sense, you realize what God's patience is in a way, because he had to like have his son come through to clear us of our sins. And it's just it's just like, wow, we had to, that was ridiculous. But like anybody now, for the people out there doing the Olympics, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. And Andrew Tate, man, you out there saying, dude, after what they did, first let me tell you something. He's like Andrew Tate said that he posted he's a Muslim, but anybody that's ridiculing anything about Jesus Christ is absolutely wrong. He said something like, that's so wrong. Not saying that he's not talking about. No, he said like. He's like y'all are banned from following me if you said anything about Jesus Christ wrong, but wrong. And I was like, but he's like he's a Muslim, but I didn't say that he types he's a Muslim, but anyone saying anything wrong about Jesus Christ, go away. He's basically saying something like that. It's hard to explain what he's saying. I don't know exact words, but oh yeah, don't. The reason I'm talking about him is because he was saying something about um, the like if I was a Christian, I probably would refuse to go to the Olympics. And the thing is, Andrew, bro, I'm not hating on you, but if you think that creature, that dark one, is going to take me out of an enjoyable thing I've been waiting for at the Olympics, you got it mistaken. Think about it, one of the archangels, and you tell an archangel, it's like, hey, he has a vessel and on earth, and that would be the most glorious moment, well, very glorious moment, and he's like about to participate in the Olympics, and it's like you're saying he shouldn't because he has some sort of like the kingdom of heaven like ideals, and he's out, and you're saying he's got to put his foot down and say, hey, I'm not going to participate in the Olympics. It's like, bro, you're going to let the other guy get credit. Dude, you're going to have to catch me on another day, man. I'm not going to be missing out on the Olympics out here, man. That's an event. Dude, back in the 80s, they're trying to show the Olympics, and they're out here using bows to light the torch up. And it's like, dude, I wouldn't miss the Olympics, man. I want to go to the Olympics. I want to be there. In fact, I want to participate in every sport in the Olympics. And I think that's how the Olympics should be. It shouldn't be just one thing. I think it should be like that country chosen one athlete. And then they go on and do like an 80-day Olympics. Talking about, I understand that we got to get everybody involved and share the love. And Miss Simona Biles is out. Miss Biles is out there. She's still doing it, but she should be doing the one playing football and volleyball and all that stuff for her country. It's like we should have an Olympics that's like the Super Olympics. It's like, but it's just one athlete from every country, and it's like Jamaica has like Usain Bolt, but you've seen Usain Bolt. He's gone on and trying to play football. It's now soccer. Y'all understand where I'm trying to come from, man. And so so y'all understand what I'm trying to say. I wouldn't mind all that, but man, out there with the Olympics, I'm not hating on Andrew at all because I respect him for saying he's out here. He's protecting the holy word of the name Jesus Christ, like in his tweets. And he's got a lot going on in his mind, and you know, I'm just thankful for anything what happens go on. You heard that? I got church to get to soon. Thankfully, I have my device I can get on. The funny thing is that the word device, goodness me, it's way too close to like like that other one's name, man. I got an electronic with me. I'm not gonna call my little phone over here been moving around device. I can't do it. So everybody out there, um, man, everybody, man, it's hard to explain because in Israel, it's so overpowered and so beautiful. It's so hard to explain. Um, the people out there are dealing with people that are like they're not just like that religion. They're just like it sounds like they're against, and their followers. It's almost like they're part of that all the followers of the Dark One. They're digging under Israel. So if I went over there and I went into them tunnels, dude, I'm gonna tell you one thing before I go. If I went over there, I'd be like, hey guys, let me ask you a common sense question while I sit at my common desk and say this. What's wrong with building something above the ground for one time? Not hijacking them like the hospitals and all that stuff. Y'all got some problems, man. And when y'all wake up one day and y'all are not on the same plane or realm and you see Jesus Christ there before you, because it says Jesus Christ is you, like you're not going to get through to God without getting through Jesus Christ first. So when you see um, Jesus Christ after all this stuff, and he's not, and you know what I'm saying, he's not so happy, and he says he didn't know y'all. and you're like begging to say, I'm so sorry, and stuff like that. But he says he didn't know y'all. It's like next, who's coming through? And it's like who else is coming on to be judged? I'm giving you a warning before it's too late. Because when y'all realize this whole billions of people, we're almost coming out of Jesus Christ's mind. We're all part of something. And y'all don't get it. Now, I'm not saying he's God, but y'all don't understand his creativity. So if we all realize that, when y'all realize that, even when y'all come from all these different cultures, and we're coming out of like the mind of Jesus, and y'all gonna be sad because you're out here saying Akbar when y'all supposed to be like, dude, imagine saying that in front of Jesus Christ. And you know that that's the one that you're out here waking up at 4 in the morning for. It's just like, I'm not trying to be rude, man. I'm not trying to like, I'm not being mean. It's you would probably cry because the way that they are so passionate in a way. They wake up at 4 p.m. and they do that. And it's just like when you realize that some of that is getting forwarded to Jesus Christ, and it's just like are we doing? Why are y'all, bro? So and that means that y'all have some passion and love inside of y'all because y'all have some organization in you. And y'all wake up one day, y'all think y'all doing this extremist acts, and you're doing it beyond, and you realize, dude, that it was all along inside the mind of Jesus Christ in a way. If y'all, not all the way, so y'all don't get interpreted. We're inside the mind of Jesus Christ. And y'all realize that, and you finally see him, and y'all break in tears because y'all realize that not that, because God gets the praise. But Jesus, you're not going to get to God without Jesus. So when you see Jesus there and you're saying you're sorry because you know and you feel guilty for what y'all did and all that, you're going to have an idea of a common ideal. And everybody can understand this. And we can all get on to a better society, world, man, because there's places that, man, you never thought about, like the zombies apocalypse, bro. And it's like, dog, and for me, I'm too positive to take it on in a bad, like, scary way. And when I see something, and I'm just like, dude, is that a sign of life? Even though it's walking around? Because you go to Mars or you go to Pluto and you see a zombie, that's still a sign of that someone's not left behind. It's hard to explain. It's not a sign. It's not. It's a sign. You see a human walking around, they say it's a zombie on Pluto. Somebody's going to be like, I found a sign of life, right? Dude, over here, people talking about clones, whatever. Dude, I see that like that. But like back in the day, some people like it's like how are we gonna survive the zombie apocalypse or something like that. It's like how are we gonna survive the zombie apocalypse when I see one of the finest women ever walking around and they claiming to be a zombie and I'm like, hey, and she just wakes up and starts talking and people are like, how is she able to talk? Blah blah blah. Yeah, go on and take all this other stuff about all that somewhere else. But like, that's all I'm saying, man. So I know I talked a lot. And I just woke up. I normally don't do this. I'm gonna go have some breakfast. I'll go to the market or something. And I gotta get rolling. I gotta get to church. And yeah, y'all can take that. And I'm gonna attend church. Um, y'all realize the mercies out there. Remember the mercies out there. Loving bees are around here, and they're all on me like, hey. I gotta call you the B word soon because you're on my property and I want to get back to my flowers looking good. I gotta get like I'm on the property and it's like this is where I be laying and I'm not, well guess what, man, I'm not gonna take your, I'm not here, I'm not a thief. I don't be stealing properties like this and stuff like that. You out here laying out, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. And for like the history, I don't care if anybody don't even watch this. For anybody out there that got the wrong idea about going back to the 1940s because they're trying to do supposedly what it is, and because y'all they misinterpreted something, man, they darn made a mistake, man. Because Hitler should have might as well have been going after the dang freaking Illuminati, not them, and then not to hurt nobody anyway. No camps or nothing like that. If he was just sitting there like a bad guy in a cafe or whatever happened to him to cause this abruption of a wrong thing. If he was sitting there trying to say like, oh, it says the synagogue of Satan, so he's going to go after Jewish people, bro, somebody got to tell him in that moment in time and just be like, dude, there's people there's people trying to take over minds and out there. It's not the Jewish society. He was all wrong the entire time. It reminds me of some scenario where everybody's all like, it's just wrong. He was wrong. He's not right. He's not right in many situations. I'm not here to promote him in any way. He's wrong. He was wrong. He was absolutely wrong, bro. If anybody out there thinks that they're doing something about like because those words or whatever, y'all are mistaken, man. And me, I'm possibly still mistaken. I'm possibly mistaken too. So I'm just trying to say, man, anybody out there, man, you got any questions and stuff like that, and got to get to work, man. I gotta get. Wonka was telling me, man, you go back to work out there, man. You go to work. So I got, I'm back here now, okay? And I'm out here supposed to be working, and I woke up today in these green pastures and stuff like that. It's not too bad, but that's not that, you know what I'm saying? Not that somebody went on to the next, like, thing. I'm just out here, just doing my thing. And the bees are out here trying to be funny, but they're out here like, hey, I want to get back to my flowers. Well, hey, bees, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not people who out there thinking that the bees are working. They're trying to get their honey going. The bees are trying to get honey. So they're like, I want to get my honey going back on the combs. And they're out here, and they're like, the longer you stay here, Pablo, the less honey we're going to have. And everybody's like, don't tell nobody our secret about what's inside the flowers. I don't want everybody eating our flower. And it's like, well, that's my stuff. And we're trying to make honey. And I'm out here. All right? So when I wake up, and I'm going to let y'all get back to making honey. And then I realize now, Survivor. The bees can make honey. And like, there's a scripture about milk and honey and all these things. And that's all coming together. And it's amazing. So we're out here, guys. And if anybody got questions, when I start making a chug jug, and it includes a little bit of milk and honey for some reason, because I like things. Don't get confused. But I'm gonna tell you something. If it contains something else, I'm not gonna tell y'all secret ingredients to the chug jug I'm gonna make, because I'm trying to survive out here, and I'm not gonna be taking no life for it to survive at the very end of this Fortnite thing that we got going on out here too. So if y'all think I'm gonna go out here, Ramirez thinks I'm gonna go out here and shoot her with the paintball gun or whatever it is that is turning into candy out here, y'all gonna find it mistaken. I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna be the one with the chug jugs, and y'all gonna all have some situation where you're gonna be like, man, I want a chug jug. And then it's gonna be like, well, we're gonna have to get out of here as together. We're gonna have to come out of this whole Wonka thing and survive together. So whenever I get those ingredients going and I survive, it's like Survivor, man. I survived to get that chug jug made. We're gonna find a way to get this going so we can go back to the season 4 Omega situation, man. Because they can't avoid that. So I gotta get going here. And it's not too bad when things are looking good. You get what I try to tell you, man. Things are not too bad. All right.